Como estás everybody, this is Tank, and on this episode of Bio Salsa, I'm bringing you one of the best artists of our generation. That's it. That's all of it. I present Marc Anthony. Marco Antonio Muniz was born in New York City, on September 16, 1968, the son of Puerto Rican parents. His father, Felipe Muniz, was a hospital cafeteria worker and musician, and his mother, Guillermina Quinones, was a housewife. He was named after Mexican singer Marco Antonio Muniz. Anthony grew up in East Harlem, also known as Spanish Harlem or El Barrio, and is the youngest of 8 children. He was raised Roman Catholic. His musical education began at home, where he learned to sing in both Spanish and English under the guidance of his father, Felipe. As a child, Anthony listened to a variety of musical genres and performers, including rock, rhythm and blues, pop stars Jose Feliciano, Air Supply, as well as salsa legends Hector Lavoe, Willie Colon and Ruben Blades, among others. Renowned Puerto Rican percussionist and bandleader Tito Puente in particular had a profound personal and professional influence throughout his life. Anthony began his career as a session vocalist for freestyle music and underground New York house music acts. After changing his name to avoid confusion with his namesake, Anthony also worked as a songwriter and backing vocalist for pop acts Menudo and the Latin Rascals. Marc Anthony's salsa style borrowed heavily from the African American and urban genres that he listened to growing up, such as rhythm and blues and house. His first album was a freestyle music record, Rebel, which debuted in 1988 on Blue Dog Records. That same year, he wrote and produced Boy I've Been Told for fellow freestyle artist Saw Fire. Then in 1989, he sang backup vocals for Anne-Marie on the Freestyle Club hit, With or Without You, produced by Little Louie Vega and Todd Terry. A year later in 1990, with Little Louie Vega and Todd Terry, Marc wrote a duet with Chrissy Ice, called You Should Know By Now. In 1992, he spent the rest of 1992 working on other projects with Little Louie Vega. In 1992, Vega and Anthony also opened for Latin bandleader Tito Puente at New York's Madison Square Garden. After 1992, he changed his style from freestyle to salsa and other Latin styles. Anthony was initially reluctant to become a salsa musician. He declined an offer to make an album in this genre when Ralph Mercado, president of RMM Records, asked him. Anthony was in a taxi when he heard Juan Gabriel's hit song, Hasta que te conocí, which influenced him to change his mind and asked Mercado if he could record it as a salsa tune. 1-5 Inspired by the music of Tito Puente, Hector Lavoe, Ruben Blades, and Juan Gabriel, Anthony released his Spanish-language debut, Otra Nota, in 1993. By the early 1990s, Anthony had sold more salsa records than any other performer on the planet, solidifying his position among the most important new salsa artists to emerge in the 1990s. In 1994, he was featured on La India's album Dicen que Soy, on the song, Vivir lo Nuestro. His 1995 follow-up, Todo a Su Tiempo, won Anthony a Billboard Award for Hot Tropical Artist of the Year. The album was also nominated for a Grammy with songs like, Te Conozco Bien, Hasta Air, Nady Como Ella, Se Me Sigue Olvidando, Te Amaré, and Legaste Ami. The album has sold more than 800,000 copies and has become established as a gold record in both the United States and in Puerto Rico. Anthony's next Spanish-language album, Contra la Corriente, was followed by the television special Marc Anthony, the concert from Madison Square Garden, broadcast on HBO on Valentine's Day in 2000. The album's song, Y Hubo Alguien, became Anthony's first #1 single on the Billboard Hot Latin Tracks and the first by a salsa musician. The album became the first salsa album to enter the English-language Billboard 200 chart. Otra Nota, Todo a Su Tiempo, and Contra la Corriente established him as the top-selling singer in the history of salsa, able to sell out Madison Square Garden and prestigious venues internationally. In 1999, after a dispute, he left the label RMM and joined Sony Recording Group. Marc Anthony recorded the duet, No Me Amas, with Jennifer Lopez on her album On the Six. In 1999, Marc Anthony released an English-language, self-titled album with the US top 5 single, I Need to Know, and the Spanish version, Demela. His song, You Sang to Me,
was in the movie Runaway Bride.
In the 2005 Latin Grammy Awards, Marc Anthony's Amar Sin Mentiras won Best Latin Pop Album of the Year, and his Valio La Peña won Best Tropical Album of the Year. While his music accolades continue and are numerous, he also has a wonderful acting career. Anthony played supporting roles in projects including 1995's Hackers, and 1996's Big Night and The Substitute. He appeared with Ruben Blades and Puerto Rican pop singer Ednita Nazario in Paul Simon's 1998 stage musical, The Cape Man, which ran for 68 performances. He had a role in Martin Scorsese's 1999 drama Bringing Out the Dead, and in 2001, opposite Salma Hayek, was in the film In the Time of the Butterflies. In Man on Fire, 2004, Anthony, opposite Denzel Washington, played a wealthy businessman who hires a former U.S. Special Forces soldier to protect his daughter from kidnappers in Mexico City. In 2007, Anthony starred in El Cantante, a biographical drama about the life of salsa music legend Hector Lavoe, who died in 1993 from AIDS complications. Anthony's then-wife, Jennifer Lopez, narrated the story and portrayed Lavoe's wife. The film, released in August 2007, received strong reviews. Marc Anthony has 7 children, which includes 1 adopted and 1 on the way with his supermodel wife, Miss Universe Paraguay Nadia Ferreira. He has done a lot of philanthropic stuff, including launching the Maestro Cares Foundation in January 2012. In 2014, the foundation opened an orphanage in La Romana, Dominican Republic. In 2015, the foundation opened a youth home and school in Barranquilla, Colombia. In 2017, Anthony teamed up with his ex-wife Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez to host One Voice, Somos Live, a telethon supporting efforts to aid Puerto Rico's recovery in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. He is also part of a group that owns a minority stake in the NFL, Miami Dolphins. He also has other business ventures that are ongoing. Marc Anthony is an American singer, songwriter, and actor. He is the top-selling tropical salsa artist of all time. A 4-time Grammy Award and 8-time Latin Grammy Award winner, he has sold more than 12 million albums worldwide. He was the recipient of the 2009 Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute (CHCI) Lifetime Achievement Award. He also received the 2009 CHCI Chairs Lifetime Achievement Award on September 16, 2009. He holds the Guinness World Record for best-selling tropical salsa artist and the most #1 albums on the Billboard Tropical Albums year-end charts. He is hands down one of the greatest of all time. From El Barrio, New York, USA. I hope you enjoyed the story as much as I enjoyed making it. I will bring you other bios soon. Until then, this is Tank saying, laters.